what is happening in Santa Barbara and in the Channel is an environmental disaster occurring in slow motion.
That's well put. And we have so many environmental groups out there who, like Save the Ocean, who actually, they were on this program many years ago. Is that the name of the group? Heal the Ocean. Heal the Ocean. So we have that's a better.
In fact, we were doing, Mark, one of our tours of the oil seep area, and I'll tell you, if you've ever been on that tour, I mean, you look down at the sheen of oil that's on the ocean surface. You see the methane gas bubbling up. I mean, it is a powerful sight to see.
And we probably will end up seeing that on a upcoming documentary that you guys are putting together. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And
another thing I wanted to go back to before we move off of the impact.
Sure.
Everyone has dealt with and can see the tar on the beaches. What we have just begun focusing a little more on is the air quality and the impact of the natural gas seepage, which creates methane when it hits the atmosphere. And what the studies that have been done, I think it was the Clean Air 2007 study, indicated that the offshore seeps contribute over 6,000 tons per year of radioactive, radioorganic compounds to Santa Barbara's air pollution. All of the vehicles in Santa Barbara contribute only 4,000 tons per year.
Gee, that's an interesting comparison. Has anyone out there questioning any of these statistics and these studies? I mean, I'm holding up one that you sent me from the University of California, Santa Barbara. You mentioned the National Academy of Science. I mean, it's a fact. It's there. Is anyone saying it's not there or it's not bad? Or
well, I can jump in, and I'm sure Bruce will too. What the purpose of SOS really is, when you cut through it, is first of all education, educating the public about the impact of the seepage. So everything that we do, we are exerting great effort to try to make certain that it's well researched and that we can point to specific studies. Okay.
And this is going to be part of the documentary, and this will be on, I know your website isn't up and running, but this will be part of you're close, it's part of your, and is that just SOS.com?
SOSCalifornia.org, I believe.
Oh, that's even better. SOSCalifornia.org. We got a nod from Judy, who seems to be running everything here, so we'll take her word for it.
Yeah, Mark, the seeps and the air quality are well documented. As an example, the last San Francisco oil spill that recently got all the attention, that's the equivalent of about 1 week's worth of natural seepage in the Santa Barbara Channel, just for point of comparison. And the air, the 2007 Air Pollution Control District plan for Santa Barbara does account for estimates of the air pollution, or it's called reactive organic compounds, the precursors for smog. And they show that the seeps are the largest single source of that reactive organic compound pre-smog.
Talking with SOS Stop Oil Seeps. I get it right? Stop Oil Seeps California, and website soscalifornia.org. Just bookmark that. It's not up and running yet, but you'll be able to follow this. We're going to take a break. This is Mark Schneidman's Radio Real Estate, and we're underwater today talking about seeps from the ocean floor and oil and natural gas seeps. And we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more. I have some follow-up questions about the first of all, it's just hard to believe. I went to a meeting. I found out about this group. It just really piqued my interest, which is why they're here. And you just hear these statistics and you scratch your head and you go, really? It just sounds so hard to believe. And then you see studies and you see from UCSB, and so it seems to be well documented. And then you just ask yourself, well, how come no one ever talks about it? So that's what we're doing, and we'll find out what they propose and how they think they can help heal the ocean from the point of view of SOS. Mark Schneidman's Radio Real Estate, our phone number 452-2428, 452-CHAT, also at radiorealestate.com. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Again, my guest today, co-founder Bruce Allen of the SOS Stop Oil Seeps, California. Again, soscalifornia.org website, which will be up in the not-too-distant future, and also on the phone, Jim Nelson, Vice President Treasurer of Stop Oil Seeps, trying to heal the ocean in their own way. Coal Oil Point, that's a focal point. I mean, this is happening up and down the coast, but that's a spot just near Devereaux. And what's happening there?
Well, that's near UCSB, just off the coast. And that area, which runs for several miles, is sort of ground zero for where the seeps are most pervasive, and we have most of the oil seepage, natural oil seepage. But it runs all along the Santa Barbara Channel. It runs also up to northern Santa Barbara County towards Lompoc and down towards Ventura as well.
Right, and you mentioned, was it the Condor or Condor Express has tours that actually take people by there?
They do. We're off season right now, but in April, as part of Museum of Natural History, Santa Barbara Museum of Natural History sponsoring a town hall meeting on this subject, we'll be sponsoring a natural oil seep tour.
To go out there and actually, someone was telling me they had his own boat and he went out there and he just couldn't believe it. It looks like a cauldron. Some bizarre circumstance. It's just we're not aware of what's going on, and that's the biggest shock to me. So April 26th at the Natural History Museum.
Yes,
it'll be it's part of Earth Day.
They'll be sponsoring a town hall forum on the whole subject of offshore natural oil seepage and oil development.
Okay. So now here the big shoe drops. Here the big shoe. We're all talking about how horrible this is. And what? Now, Jim, are you going to take this?
I can sure jump in and try. Yeah.
Well, you can start.
Okay.
What is your solution to stopping the oil seeps off our ocean?
Well, there's a very simple solution, and that is to extract the oil. The reservoirs that are underneath the seeps are oil and natural gas reservoirs that are under pressure. To the extent that you produce the reservoir, then you relieve the pressure, and that will end the seepage. When you produce a field down to the ending stages of its life, you have almost no pressure in the well. So part of my prior business is that we would come in at those periods, and there is simply no pressure. And without that pressure, then you have no seepage.
So now people's first reaction, my first reaction, I'm not such an anti-oil person, but obviously I wouldn't want to see any increase in seepage or any catastrophe to occur or any problems. So my first concern was safety and
and I would like to just jump in there. In 1969, the industry had been working offshore since the late 1940s, so we had maybe 20 years of experience, and it was rather rudimentary. In fact, our other co-founder, Ladd Handelman, who began in Santa Barbara as an abalone diver and then was one of the pioneers in the underwater industry, and specifically offshore production there in the Santa Barbara Channel. Laddie has looked at this and said, it just makes no sense. So from a safety standpoint, in the last 40 years, and again, I've been part of the industry for my entire career, you cannot believe the safety mechanisms that we have in place. There are fail-safe mechanisms everywhere. And the best example I think I can give of that is that in the Gulf of Mexico 2 years ago, hurricanes Rita and Katrina represented 150-year storms. Two of them back-to-back. They went right down the fairway of the oil and gas production in the Gulf of Mexico. 97% of the 4,000 platforms in the Gulf survived. Of those 100 and some that were moved or destroyed, there were no significant offshore spillage. So to me, that's just an incredible testament to the safety mechanism that the industry has in place right now.
And you're saying the 1969 oil spill was basically technology from the 1940s.
We didn't have these redundant
right.
safety systems. You're right. It's 1940s technology.